Welcome to the 2019 Section 5 Best Fall Awards Show. My name is Thad Brown, joined by Alexa Ross. Tonight we want to recognize some of the best athletes and some of the best stories from the season in Section 5 sports. But this isn't just an all-star show or an all-star special.
We wanted to shine a spotlight on more than just the 5 or 10 players known as the best. We'll still name a player of the year for each sport, but for most, we'll have 2 other categories. We'll introduce you to the Rookie of the Year, the athlete who had the biggest impact despite playing barely any time at the varsity level before this season. And the Comeback Player of the Year, an athlete that recently, off in the season, overcame some sort of personal hardship to return and make a contribution at the varsity level. Not every sport has a winner in every category, but the athletes we are honoring tonight all merit the award and all of the praise that goes with it. And this is just the beginning, too. We will do this again in the winter and the spring, leading up to our big summer blockbuster awards show, where we will honor the best high school athletes of the entire school year in a variety of categories beyond the ones you'll see tonight. But you know what? It's enough exposition for one part of the show. Let's hand out some awards, huh? Let's do it. We got a studio audience here, by the way, too. A lot of the award winners are here. You're going to see them as the night goes along. Everybody, clap for yourselves. Not only are they good at sports, but they're excellent at taking instruction. We will start with boys cross country. Our first award winner was part of a Fairport team that won a division title and a sectional championship. He wasn't just the guy who held the cups either. He was the Red Raiders' second best runner this year, finished 10th overall in sectionals. He made the state team and posted another top 10 there. As a sophomore, he was also named to the all Section 5 team. Our boys cross country Rookie of the Year, the first award winner ever for this show, from Fairport High School, is Ben Schwab. The boys cross country coach at Fairport is Sean Van Laken. The athletic director, by the way, is Fritz Killian. There you go, buddy. Good job. You're the first ever. You feel good, right? Yeah. You gonna write that down at home? Sure. Yeah, good job. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Ben. You're welcome. I feel like I'm playing The Feud up here. We asked 100 people in Section 5. Our next winner might have just had the best season by a runner in Section 5 history. He won the Charlie McMullen and the Steve Prefontaine Awards at the McQuaid Invitational with the fastest time of the day for all runners, Section 5 or otherwise. He won the Monroe County title by 22 seconds and then led Pittsford men into the top team performance ever in a sectional championship. He next became the Class B state champion, but his time was again the fastest of the day in any class. He won a Federation championship, one of the few Section 5 runners ever to do that. He qualified for the Nike Cross Country National Championships and ran his best time on the biggest stage in torrential rain with temperatures in the 40s. Here in Rochester, we call that Tuesday. He completed a mud-covered 5K in 15 minutes and 21 seconds, finishing 16th overall. And you'll be shocked to know it was the fastest time ever by a Section 5 runner at this event. Our cross-country player of the year from Pittsford Mendon, Sam Lawler. Heck of a season. Heck of a season. Thank you very much for coming. Y'all got to follow that, by the way. Good luck with that. Now to girls cross country. Our next award winner was the top runner at Fairport, despite only being a freshman. She was the top Section 5 freshman at that McQuaid meet. She was first in 3 of Fairport's 4 meets this year. She also helped the Red Raiders to a league championship. She finished 4th in the county championship, 4th in the Class A race at sectionals. It was also the 4th best time among all runners at that sectional meet. She qualified for states, posted a top 50 finish. Our girls cross country Rookie of the Year from Fairport High School is Zoe Marcus. Very good. You're welcome. Our next award winner was a 3-event winner this season. She won the Katie Harper Award with the fastest Section 5 time at the McQuaid Invitational. She was first team All-County, won the sectional championship as well, breaking the course record by 34 seconds, which is about how long it's going to take me to tell you how great she is. She was named first team All Section 5 and the Section 5 Runner of the Year again. The first in school history to win that award twice. Our girls cross country player of the year from Irondequoit, Candace Tyler. The Irondequoit cross country coach is Matt Tytler. The athletic director at Irondequoit is Kim Schoen. Hey, Candace, congratulations. Thank you very much. I like how McQuaid names all their awards. It makes them seem more important. That's very smart. By the way, Alexa and I are competing for the John Kutchko Best Intro Read to one of these awards tonight. We'll have the results later on this evening. By the way, you guys got to vote on that as it goes along. Not really, no. Let's move to field hockey now, where our Rookie of the Year is a goalie playing her first season on varsity. She did okay. In 20 games, she won 18, tied 1, and lost 1. The one loss was in the state semifinals. She allowed only 8 goals all season, 3 of which came in the aforementioned state semis. Our field hockey Rookie of the Year from Pittsford Mendon is junior Eileen Richardson. The Mendon field hockey coach is Kara Carpenter. The athletic director at Mendon is Scott Barker. Congratulations. Our field hockey player of the year scored 25 goals and added 14 assists for a team that did not lose a game before the state semifinals. She was the Division II player of the year, also named first team All-County and All-State. She scored 3 goals in less than 10 minutes during the sectional finals, leading Mendon to their 4th straight championship. Her career is far from done. She'll be playing at SUNY New Paltz next season. Our field hockey player of the year, also from Pittsford Mendon, Grace Olzak. The field hockey assistant coach is Aaron Monahan. The JV coach is Sarah Chapman. You get 2 awards. We get to name everybody on this show. Grace could not be with us tonight. She will, of course, get her award. Now, for field hockey, we saved the comeback player for last because she has an amazing story of strength and determination. This young lady has been fighting cancer for 2 years now. She was second team All-County last season despite undergoing chemo before the year. Early last year, the cancer was gone, but it did return. She still played all this season fighting on and off the field. Yet this East Rochester junior was still a team captain and a standout defender. She'll be among the All-County honorees most likely again this season. Our field hockey comeback player of the year from East Rochester High School is Hannah Griffin. The East Rochester field hockey head coach is Nicole Caruso. The athletic director at East Rochester is Jeffrey Ons. Hannah, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Before we give you the award, I do want to ask about your fight and what it's been like for you as an athlete who also has to deal with cancer. I mean, when you play a sport, you have to deal with homework and time management and obviously all the rigors that come with playing the sport. But for you, obviously cancer is no small extra thing, but it is at the very least an extra thing. How difficult has it been for you?
Some days have been easy, but some days have been hard when I would be at chemo all day and then I'd have to go to practice or a game, but it never really stopped me, got in the way. I'd always go to practice, be at games, and yeah.
Considering how hard it is, you know, you're the comeback player of the year in field hockey. Do you see yourself as an inspiration to maybe other kids like you who are battling whether cancer or some other disease that, you know, most of us in the world are scared of as a life-threatening issue?
Yeah, I see myself as an inspiration to other kids. I don't know what to say.
Just say thank you and good luck. I'll say good luck the rest of the year. How about the rest of your career? You can say thank you to that.
Thank you.
Good job, Hannah. That's all right. Congratulations.
The field hockey ESPYs wouldn't be complete without recognizing one of the most prolific coaches in Section 5 history. East Ridge's Linda Adams celebrated half a century of coaching earlier this season. Adams is a legend in the local field hockey community and was honored during halftime of the Lancers game on October 17th. Most of her 50 years of coaching was spent at the varsity level. Most recently, Adams has coached modified field hockey for East Ridge. The Lancers have won 9 sectional titles during her tenure as coach, and she's made an impact on generations of players, but she says the honor is all hers.
They've been a very important part of my life. They've made me who I am. And the memories that they've given me are priceless. And I think they would be surprised how much I remember about a group of people or even individuals, and all of a sudden to see some of these individuals after decades is very, very, very special.
Lots more to come tonight on the Section 5 Best Fall Awards. Up next, we'll tell you who the best football player was in Section 5 this season. It's really not a secret.
Plus, it's not an official award, but it might as well be. Our fall sports story of the season about a Pittsford family who helped 2 young people out of homelessness and forged a bond that strengthened Panthers football all this season. When the Section 5 Best Fall Awards continue after this.
It is said the measure of a community's soul is how it treats its children. UR Medicine's Golisano Children's Hospital helps the children of our region reach their fullest potential. This holiday season, we need your help. Your support will save lives, comfort families during a difficult time, and bring a smile to a child's face. Please give to Golisano Children's Hospital and make a difference in a child's life today. Visit givetokids.urmc.edu.
We're back on the Section 5 Best Fall Awards show. Next up is the Football Awards. And our first one is to a young man who was Rush Henrietta's leading rusher last year. But his season was cut short after tearing multiple ligaments in his knee. A grueling off-season rehab got him back on the field this past summer. He averaged 121 yards per game this season, nearly 8 yards per carry, and finished the year with 8 touchdowns. The season was highlighted by a 191-yard 4 TD performance in week number 6. When he was named the Class AA Player of the Week. Our Football Comeback Player of the Year from Rush Henrietta is Willie Walker. The football head coach at Rush Henrietta is Jason Collins. The athletic director at Rush Henrietta is Tom Stewart. Congratulations. Good job. Our next award winner was clearly the best player on clearly the best team. And as an Aquinas grad, I will admit that's very difficult to admit. For the season, he totaled 944 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns, but he missed a couple games and was also just as dangerous as a receiver and as a defensive back. He led McQuaid to the school's first sectional title since 1978, rolling up 243 yards and 2 touchdowns against Aquinas, of course, in the final, where he was named game MVP. The Knights ended up going all the way to the state final this year. He was also named Co-Section 5 Player of the Year. But tonight, there's not going to be any co. Our Player of the Year from McQuaid Jesuit, Andrew Passero. The football coach at McQuaid is Bobby Bates. The athletic director is Matt Thomas. Andrew, congratulations, man. Heck of a season. Enjoyed watching it. Yep.
There are 2 brothers on the Pittsford football team. They don't look alike, they don't have the same last name, but yet they are a shining example of why family is so important and why it can be sometimes found where you least expect it.
Looking at Clyde Williams today, you see a confident high school senior, a varsity football player with a bright future. But behind his eyes is a battle some can't even imagine.
This is where everything started. It's like from the good and the bad. I was living in a bad neighborhood. It was a lot of drugs running throughout my household, a lot of bad things going on.
Growing up on the west side of the river, he and his twin sister Claudia met Sandy Arena, the owner of a faith-based dance company with an outreach program for underprivileged children.
Two little 6-year-olds with their big brown eyes, and they came up to us and handed us their cards. And I looked down and read it, and it said, "Dear God, please help us find out who murdered our cousin."
It was like very hard for me, I guess, and then because I was growing up from home to home.
Cindy signed Clyde up for a flag football league at the Y alongside her son Caleb.
He was this crazy athlete, super fast, better than everyone at the time.
Sports is like the main thing that kept me from doing the bad things. When I was on the field, I didn't really think about anything besides winning the game. I was thinking I had to make as many memories on the field, so when I go back into the city and when something's not going good, I can have memories to reflect on.
As we moved in the pads, practice got more intense, longer, so we had to stay the weekends sometimes, maybe in school nights.
It was many years back and forth. We wanted to give them as much as we possibly could as far as stability.
In March of 2017, the Arena family delivered on that promise of stability by petitioning the court for guardianship of the twins and winning.
It was just amazing to see, I actually had people that cared about me.
By that time, the boys were playing at the high school level for Pittsford, on opposite sides of the ball.
He's someone that I look up to all the time, and someone that inspires me with what he's accomplished.
It's interesting how they battle the game together. They're just tremendous athletes and just tremendous brothers.
Clyde and Caleb's time as Panthers will be coming to a close at the end of this year. They'll head to college just like Claudia, who's currently a freshman at Buffalo State. Education is one of the biggest opportunities Sandy wanted to provide her children, saying, quote, "Everything we've given them, they have given us so much more in return." In Pittsford, I'm Alexa Ross, News 8.
Moving on to some awards that are near and dear to my heart, gymnastics. Our Rookie of the Year. She's a leader on her team despite it being her first season, and she spent 12 years without a team. She did not let that stop her from contributing to Pittsford's sectional title in a big way. She was the top gymnast for the Panthers this season and was named MVP. She'll be traveling to states to represent Section 5 in the all-around. Give it up for our Rookie of the Year, Pittsford's own Reese Burrell. The head coach of Pittsburgh Gymnastics is Nicole Slack, and the athletic director, Scott Barker. So, Reese, congratulations. Our comeback gymnast of the year is someone Penfield Gymnastics knows well. She spent 6 seasons on varsity for the Patriots, becoming the fierce leader her teammates know and love. A team captain this year, she set 2 goals, which she helped the team accomplish. Win the Section 5 Sportsmanship Award, they did that, and placed 3rd in sectionals, they also did that. She was named Most Valuable Gymnast by her teammates. She placed 1st on the vault and all around twice, and once in the floor this season. She qualified for the state team and had an all-around score of 33 this fall. Give it up for our comeback gymnast of the year from Penfield, Barbara Buck. She is not able to be here tonight, but trust us, she'll get her award. Our Section 5 Gymnast of the Year comes as no surprise to anyone in the Section 5 gymnastics community. This Fairport standout made her mark at sectionals. She placed 1st on the vault and floor, 2nd on bars, 5th on beam, and 2nd all around. She was named Section 5's Gymnast of the Year and 1st team all-county for all around. This Red Raider will also represent Section 5 at the state level in February. Please give it up for our Gymnast of the Year, Fairport's Carolina Worth. Head coach of Fairport Gymnastics is Alicia Baum. Athletic director is Frederick Killian. Congratulations. Here you go.
Next up are the Girls Golf Awards. Our next winner was the team captain of the boys team, because Wayne does not have a girls golf team. She played from the boys' tees and still led her team with a scoring average of 45.4 over 9 holes. She helped the team to a 9-3-1 season record and was the medalist, or the top player, about half the time. She finished 5th in her first appearance at the girls sectional championships, firing an 89 at Greystone. She finished 6th at the state qualifier and became the first girl ever from Wayne High School to make the state team. She also has a grade average of 99, which I'm told is good. The girls golf rookie of the year from Wayne High School, Raina Hoffman. The athletic director at Wayne High School is Anthony Carson. Congratulations. That's good. Our next award winner sustained a left shoulder injury before the season even started. Wasn't medically cleared until late September. She made it back just in time, though, starting 6 regular season events. You need 5 to participate in sectionals. She broke 50 in 4 of those 6 events, played well in the postseason, qualified for the county, the sectional, and the super sectional tournaments. She missed out on being a state team alternate by just 2 shots. Our girls golf comeback player of the year from Penfield High School, Diana Black. Diana Black cannot be with us tonight. She will, of course, get her award whenever we can get it to her. Now, we talked to girls golf coordinator Julia Odenbach on who she thought merited Player of the Year. The first thing she said about our next award winner is that she won just about everything this year. That was good enough for us. Everything includes the Monroe County Tournament of Champions when she fired a 38 in 9 holes at Brutal Monroe Golf Club. She won sectionals with a 78 at Greystone. She won super sectionals with a 76 at Brook Lee. Her match average, 36.8. So that means on average, she was 1 over par for 9 holes. A 5th-year varsity player and a senior. Our girls golf player of the year from Honey Falls, Lima, but part of the Victor HFL golf team, Claire Yolos. The girls golf coach at Victor HFL is Trevor Sousa. The athletic director at HFL is Brian Donahue. The Victor AD is Dewey Weimer. Combined team gets 2 names on TV. Congratulations. A heck of a year. Unbelievable. You have to give me some lessons sometime. Excellent. Thank you. Alexi, see that? I just picked up golf lessons tonight. See, we thought they were the only ones getting something tonight. I picked up an award tonight.
I'm happy for you.
No, you're not. Time for another break, but up next we will introduce you to a player who was not just the best this season or in Section 5, but the best all time and the best in the country.
Much more on the Section 5 Best Fall Awards show after this.
It is said the measure of a community's soul is how it treats its children. UR Medicine's Golisano Children's Hospital helps the children of our region reach their fullest potential. This holiday season, we need your help. Your support will save lives, comfort families during a difficult time, and bring a smile to a child's face. Please give to Golisano Children's Hospital and make a difference in a child's life today. Visit givetokids.urmc.edu.
Welcome back. Our swim/dive player, you would say swimmer diver of the year, has been a staple in the New York State swimming community. The University of Notre Dame commit finished her career with 12 state titles. Her 100-yard butterfly broke the state record this season. The senior also won the 100 backstroke after not swimming it for most of the season or in sectionals. Pittsford was named the public school champion of the 200 individual medley with her competing. So needless to say, there's no one who can outduel this young woman. Please join us in congratulating Pittsford's Megan Duell as our swimmer of the year. The head coach of Pittsford girls swimming is Marty Keating. The athletic director is Scott Barker. Sorry about that, Megan. Congratulations. What an accomplishment. Our boys soccer player of the year was recognized as one of the best high school soccer players in the country. The junior scored 21 goals in the Trojans' campaign to the Class A state final. He was selected as an All-American by the United Soccer Coaches, the first in the history of Greece Athena. The accolades don't stop there. He was previously selected to the first team All-New York State, All-Greater Rochester Player of the Year, first team All-County, and of course, a Section 5 Player of the Year. Now our boys soccer player of the year is Give It Up for Greece Athena's Dylan Rice. Head coach of Greece Athena Soccer is Michael Butler. The athletic director is Josh Lacey. Congratulations, Dylan. This isn't your story, it's a better one. What does that mean? Tech difference between 20 and 30 years ago and today. Bill's great new facility, kids play round here. Overuse injuries becoming more and more common. How do you prevent and how do you recognize them?
Those are all the topics that we're going to talk about right now. I'm joined by Dr. Michael Maloney, the Chief of Sports Orthopedics over at U of R Med. And Mike, let's start with the top of what Alexa was just talking about there, the first topic. When it comes to what's going on with sports medicine and in terms of trying to keep these kids healthy, I think one of the things that has become different about youth sports these days is overuse. There's a lot of kids now that they don't just play football and then basketball and then baseball. You play baseball in the summer, and then you play fall ball, and then you play spring ball, or you do the same thing with soccer. How much is overuse now a problem with kids, and how do they maybe do a better job of trying to prevent it?
Yeah, overuse injuries are probably the most common thing that we see on a week-in, week-out basis in high school athletes. And I think the trend or the phrase that sometimes is attributed to that is sport specialization. When we grew up, we play something in the fall, something different in the winter, and something in the spring. In summers, we'd kind of do whatever with our friends. Now young athletes are making a commitment to one sport and sometimes more than one sport, but they're playing it year-round. And the frequency, the intensity, the number of hours they're committing is a setup for overuse injuries. And so we see a lot of overuse injuries. It happens throughout the body, shoulders, back, knees, hips. And I think the nice thing about overuse injuries is that most of them do not require something surgical. And it gives us as providers an opportunity to kind of educate them how to take care of their bodies, what they should be looking for, and how they can kind of optimize their training. And believe it or not, sometimes not training can be part of the training. So giving their bodies some time to rest and recover is kind of the best thing they could do.
Even playing a different sport, can that make a difference too? I know some kids don't always have the opportunity to do that.
Right, well, so you hear a lot about cross-training, right? And so that's the same thing. You're using different muscles, different joints in a different way. It gives muscles a time to kind of heal or recover from one maybe intense season, and allows a developing body that opportunity to grow, and you're not overworking the joints and the muscles in the same way all the time.
Now, as much as these athletes are fans of their own team, I'm sure we got a few Bills fans in this audience tonight. And one thing about the Bills that was a story the last couple of years is their brand spanking new athletic training facility. The players talk about it all the time. They have all the bells and whistles, everything you could possibly imagine. The reason I bring it up, this has been a remarkably healthy football team the last few years. Is the advancements in technology showing, maybe having effects, not only at the professional level, but all the way down to the high school level, about keeping kids healthier?
Absolutely. I think that There's so much now about data and technology, and how do we train athletes, how do we evaluate them, and how do we take in that data and be able to provide that athlete with information to optimize their training or prevent injury. At the professional level, they've got tremendous resources. You know, obviously they can implement the latest and the greatest, and they're wearing sensors all the time. That information is constantly getting funneled into a computer, and it's spitting out information that the trainers and the staff can use. In Rochester, we're going to have our own new facility. We're going to have a new orthopedic building at Marketplace Mall. And part of that building is a program we've been working on for 12 years. It's the Center for Human Athleticism, the Musculoskeletal Performance and Prevention. It is a tongue twister.
I'm glad you have trouble with it too, buddy.
Yeah, I've only said it about 1,000,000 times. But a program that we've developed is called Fitness Science. And Fitness Science is leveraging our university's expertise in research and performance training and orthopedic care, whether it's surgical, non-surgical, rehab, and looking at the entire athlete. And can we do a better job at educating young athletes, at treating them, and most importantly in my mind is preventing injury. I'd much rather never see any of these young athletes professionally. Keeping it social is kind of my mantra.
Last thing, you know, when you go to the U of R medical website, the first thing right off the top, it says, this isn't your story, but it's a better one. The implication being that just because you're hurt doesn't mean the career is over or significantly altered. How do you kind of use that belief or that mantra in the way you treat and deal with all these athletes?
I think that's a great point, that you know, if you're going to play sports, we all know that injuries are part of the game. And how you react to that and respond to that teaches you a lot about yourself. And it's a real challenge for young athletes. A lot of times it's the first time they've ever been injured, the first time they've had to take a break from a sport that they've committed their life to until that point. Takes them out of their social circle, their friends. And there's a lot of things that go into recovery. So there's a physical side to recovery, whether it's surgical and post-surgical or just time off in rehab. But there's a mental component too. And I think the one thing that we are starting to appreciate is that the mental side of injury and recovery and wellness and health is as, if not more important than the physical side. And so we're really emphasizing mental skills coaching. We have a fantastic sports psychologist on our staff who does a great job with young people, can connect with them really well, gives them skills, how to cope, how to optimize their energy, mental energy, and things that you can work on. I mean, you see it at the professional level as well, that these athletes don't just train physically. They're not trying to perfect a swing or throwing motion. They have mental things that they're working on a daily basis. We know the stress that performance puts on people and the anxiety that brings. And how do you handle that? Because we all know that at some point in life, sports will end and life will take back over. And how do you apply what you've learned as an athlete to the life that you want to live?
Michael Maloney from the U of R Sports Orthopedic Division. You're always a great chat. I appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Man. Appreciate it.
Give him a round of applause, everybody. Let's continue our awards with the girls soccer division. About halfway through the season, this Spencerport freshman suffered a fairly nasty ankle injury. May have had seen Mr. Maloney there. The Rangers thought she would be out for the season. However, she was able to make it back for sectionals, and she was part of a team that won a 4th straight sectional title. They earned a spot in the state finals, the Rangers did, for a 2nd straight year as well, and ended up one of the top 25 teams in the country. Our girls soccer comeback player of the year from Spencerport High School, Kathleen Fitzgerald. The Spencerport soccer head coach is Jamie Schneider. The Rangers athletic director is Jen Placido. Congratulations, Kathleen. Thank you very much. Our next award winner is the Girls Soccer Rookie of the Year. She kept 10 clean sheets for the season. If you don't speak soccer-ese, that means she had shutouts. She played goalkeeper at Greece Olympia, but saved her best for when it mattered most. 5 of those 10 shutouts came in consecutive games that started as sectionals began. She did not allow a goal in the sectional quarters, the semis, or the final. Then she pitched 2 more shutouts in the state qualifier and the state semifinals. She averaged more than 8 saves per contest in those 5 postseason shutouts and was working with the smallest margin for error. Olympia won 4 of those playoff games by only a 1-0 score. Our girls soccer rookie of the year from Greece Olympia High School is junior Gianna Demora. Gianna could not be with us tonight. We will make sure she gets her plaque. The Greece Olympia girls soccer head coach is Danielle Boneberg. The Spartans athletic director is Kim Henshaw. The girls soccer player of the year should come as a surprise to exactly nobody. She scored 76 goals this season to lead Section 5 for a 3rd straight year. And it wasn't even her most prolific year. She had 79 last season. It was also the 3rd straight season that ended with a sectional championship for Marion. The Black Knights punched their first ticket to a state Final Four in school history this November. And oh yeah, this young lady became the girl with the most goals in recorded history among every high school in the country. An easy pick to be an All-American this season. She's heading to Ohio State next year. Our girls soccer player of the year from Marion High School, Chloe DeLyser. The Marion girls soccer coach and the athletic director is Lori DeLyser. What is this? You all right? How many games did you play with this? State semifinals? Congratulations. I'm sure you could score 50 goals a game with a boot on too, by the way. Congratulations.
We still have more hardware to hand out. We'll introduce you to an award winner who essentially didn't lose this season.
I think that's good. Plus another athlete that spearheaded an emotional championship run. The Section 5 Best Fall Awards return after this.
It is said the measure of a community's soul is how it treats its children. UR Medicine's Golisano Children's Hospital helps the children of our region reach their fullest potential. This holiday season, we need your help. Your support will save lives, comfort families during a difficult time, and bring a smile to a child's face. Please give to Golisano Children's Hospital and make a difference in a child's life today. Visit givetokids.urmc.edu.
Welcome back to the Section 5 Best Fall Awards show. Our next award winner is the Knights' youngest. She's only a 7th grader. She was not defeated in singles play this year, and she was a part of a Brighton team that won a sectional championship for the 4th year in a row. She was also named to the Monroe County Division II first team. Our girls tennis rookie of the year from Brighton High School is Layla Tozen. The Brighton tennis coach is Carl McDonough. The Barons athletic director is Nate Merritt. Layla could not be with us tonight. Her plaque is already on the way. Don't ask me how. Our next award winner returned from a season away at a tennis academy in Florida. We maybe could have given her comeback player of the year if she didn't have a season that pretty much demanded being player of the year. In fact, it might be the best ever for Section 5 tennis. Not only did she not lose a single one of her 21 matches, not only did she not lose a single one of her 42 sets, in 255 games, she lost 3 before the state tournament. She won 61 of 69 games in the state tournament and became the first girl ever from Section 5 to win a state title. Our girls tennis player of the year from Mercy High School, Julia Andrich. The Mercy tennis coach is Bill Neal and the Monarchs athletic director is Anthony Yandick. Julia, unfortunately, could also not be here tonight. Our boys volleyball rookie of the year proves you don't have to be on the team long to be a leader. This freshman made huge contributions to Spencerport's team as they battled for a sectional title, namely in Game 5 against Brighton. He was named to the Class B1 all-tournament team after his first sectional appearance and has a bright future with the Rangers. our Rookie of the Year in boys volleyball from Spencerport, Casey Jackson. The head coach of Spencerport boys volleyball is Aaron Austin. The athletic director is Jen Placido. Congratulations, Casey. Good job. Yep.
Our boys volleyball player of the year is truly the definition of an impact player. A McQuaid senior, he led the team in kills, digs, saves, and serve receiver percentage. He was among the leader for Knight's blocks. Beyond that, he's been described by coaches and teammates as an all-time leader, student athlete, friend, and person. 2 weeks before sectionals, he sustained an injury and was unsure if his high school career was over. He worked with medical professionals to be cleared to play once again, just in time for the sectional tournament. He took the court, playing for Knights past and present. He helped to lead his team to a very emotional state championship. A three-time New York State Scholar athlete, he was named to the sectional all-tournament team and the MVP of this year's state tournament. Give it up for our boys volleyball player of the year from McQuaid Jesuit, Owen Wickens. The head coach of McQuaid volleyball is Christopher Parks. The athletic director is Matt Thomas. Now, Owen, before we get to your award, I really want to talk to you about this emotional championship run you guys had. When you were going through the season, you lost one of your own, Dane LeClaire. Tradition never graduates was a motto for McQuaid volleyball. What did it mean for you as a senior especially to play for Dane?
To our volleyball family, it meant absolutely everything. Unfortunately, a lot of our guys didn't know Dane personally, but he still left a huge mark on our family, and we couldn't have been more grateful for the life he lived, and we will continue to play and represent ourselves as he did.
And it's one thing to play for somebody who's passed away, but to win for someone who's passed away. You guys won a state championship all with that emotion in your heart. What did it mean to be able to bring home that title knowing that Dane was able to watch you guys?
It was a very special moment, and especially because his father was able to attend our game, and the headline picture was actually the crowd of the McQuaid parents, and Mr. LeClaire was standing with his arms in the air, stretched out. And to see that kind of made me tear up a little bit, and to our family, that is really special.
Thank you so much, Owen. Congratulations. Let's get you your award. Congratulations.
The last sport of the night is girls volleyball. It's not the least. Volleyball is just last in alphabetical order. Our next award winner lost most of her season last year and some of her club season too to concussions. She was back this year and even had to change positions, moving from middle to outside hitter. She had a solid season, 71 kills, 83 digs to go with 30 aces, helping Wayne qualify for the sectional final. Our girls volleyball comeback player of the year from Wayne High School is Claire Brewer. The Wayne volleyball head coach is Neri Bueso, the Eagles athletic director, Anthony Carson. Congratulations, Claire. Yep, thanks for coming. Our next award winner is an 8th grader who led her team with 165 kills and 64 aces. She also had 162 digs. That was enough to be second on the team. She's already a team leader with court sense and game knowledge that go well beyond her years. She's an offensive threat with a heavy swing and is relentless defensively. All those plus abilities helped Leroy to a 2 seed and a sectional finals appearance at Class C2. Our girls volleyball rookie of the year from Leroy is Carson Tyler. The Leroy head girls volleyball coach is Kelly Tyler. The Watkins Knight athletic director, James Clark. Congratulations. You got the volleyball sweatshirt on. Look at this. Anybody else wear Leroy stuff or team stuff? Thank you. Our final award winner of the night is one of the most dominant and feared players in Section 5. She's also one of the most complete players, excellent passer and blocker to go with elite offensive skills. She was first team All-County for a 4th consecutive season. She set a new Irondequoit record with 391 kills to go with 290 digs and 50 blocks. She was the MVP of the Section 5 class tournament, leading the Eagles to a sectional title. She made the state team the last 2 years and should be on it again this year. Our girls volleyball player of the year from Irondequoit, Jashana Luke. The girls volleyball coach at Irondequoit is Mark Caleri. The Eagles athletic director is Kim Schoen. Heck of a season, Jashana. Congratulations. There you go. Yep. Well, that is going to do it for tonight's show. Unfortunately, we're fresh out of fall sports, but we'd like to thank our partners at Section 5 and URMed for helping to make this award special possible.
And a huge thank you to all the coaches and athletic directors who make sure these kids get the best sports experience possible. We'll do this again for the winter and spring seasons, all leading up to our big summer extravaganza.
For Alexa Ross, I'm Thad Brown. Thanks for watching the Section 5 Best Fall Awards Special. Good night.